Alright. So, right here, your Q can reach a little bit further than a teeny bit further, but let's see. I think this is about the max range of his Q. This is going to be... Yeah, that's about his max range of his Q. If I went back like a teeny bit more, it wouldn't go. Now,
I don't
what
have trouble
happens if you're against
communicating.
Jace?
Words is just treacherous
He
bastard.
starts coming at you, you get your hook on him, you're going to pull him towards, you're going to E through him. Now, what you want to do against Jace is land directly on top of him with your E if possible, but that's realistically you can't do because your dash doesn't have, like, look at this. You can't dash a little bit. You have to dash the full distance. So typically, when you dash through the guy, you're gonna go something like this, like here to here. You're not really gonna get it very good. Now, what's the problem with that? So, you're playing against Jace. You have him like this, and then you E through him. He hits you away. You'll get hit to about here, and then he walks to here.
After we finish murdering
Oh,
these
okay.
folks,
So I can just E him back, you say.
Yeah,
No.
tacos.
Check out this. I E through it, and when I get past these, I lose it. So, again, I lose it around right here-ish from there. That's not very far when you consider that he eats you away, then you're stunned for a second after you get knocked back, and he gets to move away. He can outrun that. There's also two other problems. You have 3 seconds for jousting, so let's say you get everything perfect. So you go to get a nice pull, like, you know, you pull him, and then you, I don't know, E to, like, right here perfectly. So, what Jace wants to do then is if you get a perfect jump, you're not going to jump again instantly since you're already on him. But he knows that you've got about 3 seconds there. So he's going to wait till you start your violent tendencies, which by the way is a 4 seconds. So he's going to wait till you start your violent tendencies. Then he's going to E you back, usually about a second after you get the jousting off. And once he gets that off, he's going to try to run away. Then even if you can catch it, if he doesn't run out of range, you're still going to be hit back. So let me read his skill right here. So it doesn't actually say how much it doesn't actually say how much he pulls enemies. I actually expected it to say how much it would hit people. But anyways, he's gonna hit you. You get pushed back. He runs away. Then when you get back to him, your violent tendencies will have gone off by the 4 seconds, even if you can get your E again. The whole thing of when you can beat Jace at melee range relies entirely on doing violent tendencies and getting, like, all of your skills off there. So, like, let's say I'm level, I don't know, level 8. And then I will give myself a Tiamat. Gotta give myself gold. So I'll give it Tiamat.
A man without a weapon ain't worth listening to.
So Tiamat, boots, and I don't know, maybe say I'm doing okay. I've got these items right here. And yeah, these things have 100 MR, so I mean, I guess I could have just given myself some penetration. Well, the damage percent won't be fun. But anyways, so the best way to beat Jace is to, like, get some big burst. You know, you get all of your things off there. You really don't do that much to somebody as tanky as Jace. He's not that much squishier than one of these, even early game with no items. You've pretty much just got that. Like, you usually want to go in fights before your violent tendencies is up, because what you do is this. Here, so let me toggle the minion spawn. Teleport to lane. I'll speed up 30 seconds. So I'll spawn this. Now, typically, you're going to have to use your violent tendencies a little bit in lane after level 2 or whatever. But then, you'll start autoing minions.
Yeah, reminds me of the Siege
So,
of Rug.
Right there, you see the violent tendencies was almost up, but I had my Conqueror stacks pretty much fine. So like I built the Conqueror stacks ready, and then I jump in on Jace. So like you kind of have to do something like that. Most of the time against Jace, you run PTA, not Conqueror. But if you run Conqueror, you'll scale into the late game better. If you run PTA, you'll do better in lane against him. So you play differently as Kled with Conqueror. It's not like characters like Ribbon that play the exact same way, whether they've got Electrocute or Conqueror. You know, this guy actually changes the way he playstyles because his W forces on cooldown. And that's one of Jace's biggest advantages, is that he forces you to use your W when you jump in on him. And that's one of the easiest ways to outplay him, though, is that he's going to expect that your W's up. So you jump in here like this, he's going to hit you away, and you won't get these attacks off. But now... Let me show you, really... I'm going to need an enemy dummy just to do...
You get my invitation to visit. No, cause there ain't one.
Against Jace, you build up Conquer stacks when you get the violent tendencies, like around 3 seconds. This is usually what I like to do. So you get it to 3 seconds, and then you jump in there, and he's gonna see like auto him twice. 3 to 4 seconds is a good amount. Because he's going to see you start to auto, and he's going to expect violent tendencies to go off, and that's when he's going to try to E you back. And if he's trying to play around violent tendencies, he might not play around your E. So if you can get both E casts off after that, you can duel him, because you'll have violent tendencies still when you fight. But if you don't, you have to outplay him so hard to have a chance to win the fight. Now here's the problem with that. Like, you can do that, and you will kill him sometimes doing that. But if the Jace is good, he's going to be, like, looking at you, and he's going to be timing your cooldowns. Because look at this. At level 9, it's still 12 seconds. He's going to know, okay, this guy used his skill right here, like that, and he sees you when you use your last hit. And then he's going to time 12.5 seconds about that. At level 1, it's like 14 seconds. So, here, look. Reset game, 14 seconds. He can just time that. Anybody who's decent at Jace can easily beat Kled.
Let's get some new property.
If Kled beats him, it's because Jace doesn't know the matchup. There isn't ways you can always lose to him. Like, you can outplay him, but the outplay is just so much more difficult than what he has to do you. What he has to do to you is he can literally just walk up to you and just E you away if you don't get your E perfectly spaced out. You have to get a Q. You have to keep him in range of the Q the whole time. You have to get your E perfect and not go too far, which, by the way, as I showed you, difficult because you can't do a little E. You have to go a full distance E. You have to somehow get all of these things perfect. You have to time your violent tendencies with when you want to go in. You have to time it with your Conqueror. You have to time it with your Q. You have to go all of these things perfect to have a chance to beat the Jace. Where all the Jace has to do against you is, if I just look at his W, I can just E him away, and then if he tries to E back to me, he won't be able to catch me to use his violent tendencies to actually attack me to death.